Hello everyone, let's take a look at the market on the 9th of August. Now for those of you who are having a chat with your trade specialist at CMTrading, you'll note that dollar Canadian, we did note that we did want to buy here yesterday. The price didn't quite get there, but I'm expecting the market to get there this week before it takes off again. Okay, so we can kind of get rid of that, and this is the area that we're hoping for a pullback so that the market can pick up again. So, but this is for this week. So if you just keep an eye on it, if it does pull back, you'd want to be going long on that to follow it through. On the pound dollar, now pound dollar is at a really downfall from Brexit all the way down here until last Friday as well. The markets just keep falling. We do have an area here, as you can see, it might pretty much come down for a double bottom, and that double bottom area is 2870, 2810 region. So the market might just slowly keep pushing down. Today there are no important news in the market, and because there isn't anything that's really fundamentally important for us to push the market down, we might just see the market stalling and just playing around here, and we'll see how that turns out. So just be mindful that this week it was a slow start. The market's been pretty slow, just 25-30 pips up, 25-30 pips down on most of the currencies. That's how it's looking right now until we get some further announcements. Let's take a look at the euro dollar. Euro dollar, let me just get rid of that. Now as you can see, we have a trend line here on the 4-hour chart. If it breaks down from here, then we'll obviously have some targets down here, but another like 25-30 points and so on. Actually, if I just go to my secondary chart here, as you can see, this support broke down here, so we might have the euro dollar coming down for this double bottom as it did on Friday, and when it pops down here, this would be a good kind of area for a buy and a pullback. So we can still see the euro dollar somewhere in between there. As you can see, it's like mucking around in between. The market still has a bit of room to come down. All right. Also, let's take a look at the other currency pairs. Slowly, let's do that. As you can see here, we've got the dollar yen. Now the dollar yen, we were expecting the dollar yen to come all the way up here, so this was no surprise, and we really followed that up, and now there's been a bounce, a bit of a pullback, as you can see. What we're expecting with the dollar yen is a continued uptrend. However, on the dollar yen, what we'll need to do is do a bit of technical analysis with you guys here on this. Okay, as you can see, we have channel. Might not be so obvious, but it will be in a minute. The tops are there, the bottoms are there. So the dollar is somewhere in between those, that kind of range, and we can in fact bring it down here. Why would I bring it to here instead of there? Is because here was Brexit, so this was an extraordinary situation. This is a bit more viable level here. So as you can see, we have a channel happening here. On the dollar yen, this channel we'll want to see kind of going up, and we'll base that on, let me just open up my secondary chart again, and this is the dollar yen on a daily. Let's take a look at the daily. Now as you can see, we have room to go all the way up here, but the market doesn't just shoot all the way up and away and then all the way up and down. So what will happen is there'll be some kind of a rebound, pullback, and so on. So these 2 days from Friday and Monday will now kind of eventually bring the market back a little bit for a pullback, and this pullback, let's see where it can come to on our 1-hour chart. We can see the market coming back to around here, around 102, 101.80. So if it pulls back to around those levels, that would be very nice to follow another buy trade there. Okay. Obviously, when the market's shooting up and it's trading in that up direction, this is the 4-hour chart. What you don't want to do is go off and start selling everything off. Here the sell option is very intraday, short term. So as soon as the market comes back to around this area here, 101.70-80 region, I think that's going to be a good level to pick up again. Let's take a look at what else we have. Dollar yen, dollar franc we have. Now dollar franc, as you also know from last week, it was in an up mood and we followed that up, and look where it's going now. It's broken up, hasn't it? So that's really good for us. That breakout, let's evaluate that on a daily. Alright, this is a 4-hour chart. Now as you can see, it broke out of that resistance, so it has a bit more room to go, and as you can see there are a few lines up here, and as you can see there is room to go up to here, and to around here. A good sell level for this currency pair is going to be around 98.90, but it's in this sharp uptrend. You see, this is a very sharp up move. So because of that, I wouldn't stand in front of it for sale. What I would be doing more logically is buying as it pulls back to support levels. For example, today, as you can see, we have some targets. These red dotted lines are targets. So we have 98.45 to all the way 98.60. We have some targets to go up, but the market would like to pull back before it starts going up and away. So there's a way to follow that if you know technical analysis. As you can see, that's a nice move, and we can anticipate on the daily for the dollar franc to come all the way up to 99.50 area here. So that's very viable, possible, and logical. The best way, like I said, is to join that on the pullbacks. So if it comes back to the daily pivot, or if this week it pulls back a lot towards the 97.60 region, I'm not sure if it'll pull all the way up there because that's about 100 points away. But if it does, then that's going to be a really good spot to buy. In the interim though, today 98.20 would be a good level to buy if it came back there and retested that. So just be mindful, just following the waves is always the best option. And if you're going to buy, you don't buy on the tops, you just wait for a pullback and then you enter the trade. Also, all you need to do is just know a bit of basic technical analysis. This will be your trend line, so whenever the price touches the line, you can then follow it through and go up with that. So that's dollar franc. Let's take a look at the dollar ZAR. Now the dollar ZAR is quite interesting. The reason we're following that is I think dollar ZAR has got potential to come down to about 12.80. Let me just check that for you. Now this is the daily on the dollar ZAR, and this is the weekly on the dollar ZAR. As you can see, this breakdown can bring the dollar ZAR all the way towards 13.20, 13 region here, down to these levels here, because the ZAR lost quite a lot of value against the dollar over the past 2 years. So what we want to do is a bit of a recoup and a bit of a pullback, and that will actually give us some room to start buying again. So if you're in South Africa, what you can do is gradually start buying the dollar with your ZAR, because it's going to be stronger, isn't it? Let me just bring this out for you here. So as you can see, the market still has some potential to go down there, and on the daily it's beginning to stall. So what we're going to do on the dollar ZAR, good option is to start to look at buying and going long around the 13.50, 13.30 areas. If the market should get there. All right, so that's the best way to follow the ZAR. I think it still has a bit of room to pop down, and it's becoming like a good value for money to buy. So a bit more room on the downside. Would follow that through if you're interested in the ZAR. Let's take a look at the DAX as well while we're there. So you can see the DAX with actually most indices go together. It's been pushing up. Obviously, you don't want to be buying up there at the tops, because this area here is a resistance level. Okay, if you go back, there you go. All right, so let's just make this a daily, and we'll bring this down a little bit, and let's see what we can do. Because a lot of people do trade indices, and as you can see, this resistance has been broken up. So this range is going to be tested. The price should remain around here for a little bit. Just if I can just make that a bit bigger. Okay, so the price should be around here a little bit. If it breaks beyond this 10,510 level here, then 10,515 level, then we should see the indices going higher and higher. Alright, so there we go. A few more options to reach there. If you just keep drawing from top to top your trend lines, you'll see that the main resistance areas, there you go, from top to top, you can spot your resistance levels and areas. So from here, if it breaks out, it'll go to that level there. All you have to do is just know how to draw your lines, and that should kind of help you out in finding your way around. Okay, and also this is a resistance level there. There we go. So the market can pretty much push to these levels. So if it breaks up above here, we'll get to see it over there. All right. And finally, let's take a look at gold. Now with gold, I drew these lines before. As you know, it's a sideways market, so the market sold around the top. So we want to be pushing gold down. Around here in the center is where a lot of people lose their money. Okay, so if we know that there's a general shape to the market like there is here, this is a sideways trading market, and what we have are tops here and bottoms here. So trading in between is a dangerous job. So what you want to do is identify these support and resistance levels. So if the market pulls up here, this is a good level to sell, and this is also a good level to buy here, as the market, as you can see, is given some support. So if it breaks below this level here, then we'll pretty much see gold around 1,313.15 area, around here, around this support level. Okay, so that's gold. If it pushes up here towards this green line, it's good to sell. If it breaks below here on the pullback, you can sell to go down to go down towards 1,315 area. Alright, I hope that helps. Have a good day trading, and once again, you can have a chat with your trading specialist for these trading ideas that we give in the morning. Have a good day.